right, so I sent you guys. Guys, Marla. Yes. Email Marla. All right. Let's see. Details. All right, we had somebody couldn't get in class. Marla couldn't get in class. I'm gonna wait for her to get in real quick. But we are recording. But yes, I sent emails to let you guys know we're going to be going over. So of course, we're going to start off with talking about summer solstice, because that is today. And just all the energy that's been going on. Like a lot of people been screaming and yelling, what the hell is happening? The retrogrades are here. Okay, so, and we ain't talking about Mercury retrograde, even though we are going to speak about it very briefly. The retrogrades are causing a lot of this energy, especially Saturn retrograde. And if you guys, for those of you that are, everybody in here should be over 30. I'm assuming we're all, you know, aunties in here, right? So if you can go back and to think about your Saturn return, okay? Think about when you turn 27, 28, 29. Think about what happened in your life. Okay, think about how things were changing and stuff was falling off and you were trying to grapple for dear life and you was like, what is happening? And life was like, let that shit go. That's not where we are now. You are back in that same space, but we are collectively going through a Saturn return, or what we're going to say astrologically, you're going through a Saturn retrograde, okay? The Saturn retrograde is going to be 6 months long, okay? So we're going to talk about summer solstice. We're going to talk about the Saturn retrograde. We're going to talk about the Neptune retrograde that starts next week on the 29th. And then we're going to also get into some finance placements, okay? We'll get into some finance placements. So we're going to talk about Jupiter. We're going to talk about second house. We're going to talk about 10th house and your moon energy and how you need to just really be navigating finances, okay, over this summer, because it's a good portal to draw in some money, okay, but you got to be strategic in how you go about it, all right? And so my hope is that when you leave class, you'll have a good bulk of amount of energy to study, so you'll know exactly what it is that you need to be applying over the summer, so that you are not one of the ones that's around here crying and whooping and hollering and you're not in that space. You know exactly what you need to be, you know, applying, okay? All right, so let's get started. I don't know. And if you guys see Marla try to get in, please let me know. Raise your hand, yell, do something if y'all can see anybody coming in. All right. So here, back to share screen. All right, so this is the chart for today, okay, based on Eastern Standard Time. So of course this may shift a little bit if you're on other time zones, but this is what we're looking at for the summer projection, okay? And the reason why it's really good for us to look at the chart of the summer solstice is because whatever the summer solstice give us as far as the kickoff energy, this is going to carry us all the way into the winter solstice, all right? Understand that retrogrades, all these points of energy have front doors and back doors, okay? Or picture them in your mind as something that is a continuous energy that's moving. It's nothing that ever abruptly starts or abruptly ends. It's always going, okay? So when we look at this chart for summer solstice, we're going to look at, you know, some of the energy that's at play today, how we're kicking off the summer, what does this mean energetic-wise, and how this energy is going to carry us over into our winter solstice, okay? So if you're looking at the chart right now, can y'all see the screen? Am I screen sharing? Y'all can see this? Good. All right, so of course today is officially Cancer season, so happy birthday to all the Cancers, okay? Along with today's projection, we got the moon that's in Aries, we got Mercury that's in Gemini, we got Venus that's in Taurus, you got Mars that's in Aries, Jupiter that's in Aries, Saturn that's in Aquarius, that's in retrograde. You also have Uranus that's in Taurus, you got Neptune that's in Pisces, Pluto that's in Capricorn, our North Node is in Taurus, which makes our South Node in Scorpio. Our Lilith is in Cancer, and our Chiron is in Aries, okay? So if you're just looking at the overall projection, okay, we already know that the Cancer energy brings in the time when we are to deal with our womb space, okay, or that we're dealing with the feminine principle of us, how we nurture ourselves, how we take care of ourselves. So this theme, anytime we're dealing with summer solstice, it's always kicking off in the Cancer season. So that lets us know that what we should always be focusing on when it comes down to our summer, before we start to get debt heavy into anything that we plan to do for the summer solstice, is making sure that we are having a great development of plan of action as it relates to taking care of ourselves, okay? So rule number one, what is your self-care like? All right, now most of y'all that are in here, you're also in my community, so you know the beginning of the year, when we started having our classes in January, I said, hey, because Jupiter is kicking off in Pisces, not only is this going to be about what your dreams are about, but this is also about taking care of yourself. A lot of us have so much that we want to do for other people. We want to save the world. We want to save our family. We want to save all, you know, all these people in our lives. But you don't realize that in order for you to be able to do those things that you desire to do, it starts with you, okay? So this Cancer kickoff is letting us know that we are the start off to our summer energy, meaning taking care of yourself. So that means some energy that you should be feeling is, you know, making sure that your food is in order. Those of us who have heavy Virgo placements, you're already starting to feel it's time for you to get structured and you know, in alignment, okay? You also know we do a Virgo challenge at the end of summer, like starting off into that fall energy, which is all about this too, is how are you taking care of yourself? Moon in Aries, okay? Now we already know Aries is the baby of the zodiac. So Moon in Aries is very hooping and hollering, okay? It's always like, oh, what's going on? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Because anytime we're talking about moon sign first, we're talking about the negative projections of that, meaning like how that shows up when it is out of balance, okay? So the Aries moon energy can be a little irritated. So we're feeling a little irritated about what's going on in our emotions. We know we got to do these things. We know it's important, but I don't really want to do it, okay? That's been our energy for a while with all this energy that we have in Aries, because not only is the moon in Aries, Mars is also in Aries, with Jupiter's in Aries and Chiron. So we just talked about the Aries placements alone. Having 4 placements in Aries, we got more Aries going on now than anything. Okay, and don't get me wrong, Aries is really good because it's the pioneer. It want to push you into perspectives, and it's not afraid to, you know, get in there and really, like, you know, war a little bit when it comes down to certain things. But we got to be mindful of what we're warring about, okay? Because a lot of this stuff is we're just resisting change, and sometimes the baby can resist change because it just doesn't want to do it. So wherever your Aries placements are today, you're really feeling it, okay? So for me, it's the sun projection. You know, I also have, you know, Mercury in Aries as well. So, you know, my words and not wanting to talk necessarily to people, or people trying to force me into conversations, baby, I've been letting them have it. I've been saying what needs to be said, okay? Because that Aries energy is not afraid to really get that out. So wherever your Aries energy is, the moon today is sparking that Aries energy, and it's all about making sure that that's something that you really work with, okay? from now until the winter solstice, from now until December. So whatever your Aries energy is, make sure that you're watching it more than you watching anything. Why? For the simple reason that the Chiron that we have in Aries is everything to do with the wounded healer. Okay, and because it is dealing with the wounded healer, understand that a lot of your wounds are showing this summer. Okay, let me say it again. Your wounds are showing this summer. So wherever your Aries placements are, okay, is really kicking your butt about a lot of things, okay? So if your Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries Mercury, whatever is showing up for you, know that that's going to be part of your theme from now until December, okay? Working on those things. Mine is communication, working on my irritations, how I speak, you know what I'm saying? Working on making sure that I'm not overdoing things and, you know, going back to the Cancer, the self-care. The more self-care you do, the more it's going to bring that Aries into balance, okay? Y'all hold on 1 second for me. All right. So then we have this Mercury in Gemini, okay? Now, the Mercury retrograde that we had last month in May was all dealing with the Gemini energy, okay? It was all dealing with your duality. So even though we're not currently in the Mercury retrograde right now, we just left it. So whatever you experienced or whatever you went through from that May 10th energy all the way into the beginning of June, that's still part of your theme. That's still part of you learning to work out how you communicate, you're listening. What did you hear about yourself over the summer? What came up for you as it relates to how you've been communicating or the duality of yourself? Have you been doing too much or doing not enough as it relates to your own energy and the ways in which you've been communicating those things? Have you been losing yourself? Okay, meaning allowing people, places, and things to come in and take your focus. All right, this is going to really take a lot of focus in order for you to get some of these things achieved. What things am I talking about? The things that we've been talking about from the beginning of the year, your dreams. Okay, a lot of your irritation and stuff right now are going on too because you are being forced and pushed, Aries energy, into your dreams. Now, Pisces, when it kicked this year off, it was being nice to you. It was being very nurturing to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you got some dreams we need to be thinking about and working on, and we're gonna put these things into place. But the thing is Pisces can be very escapist. Okay, it can tend to use vices and those things when it doesn't want to do the work. Now, when we come back and talk about the Neptune retrograde, we're going to talk about that again, because that's what's going to happen if you don't put yourself, and you don't use the Saturn retrograde energy to really structure yourself. When that Neptune retrograde comes in next week, and really you already in the pre-shadow phases of it right now, so you're feeling some of it. But when it really does hit on that pinpointed day, you're going to feel either one or two things. You're going to feel like you're ready to run towards it and go towards full force into what you need to do, or you're gonna feel like you wanna do your vices. You don't feel like you wanna overdrink or overeat, or you know what I'm saying? You probably already starting to feel some of those things right now, like wanting to escape. You know what I'm saying? For me, Neptune, sleep. Okay, understand that when my Pisces kick in, my Pisces is a sleeper. That's how I escape most things. Okay, some get too heavy for me, and I don't want to deal with the day. And y'all looking for Gigi, she in the bed with a pillow, okay? That's how I avoid the world. So understand that you're probably already starting to feel some of those things, but instead of you escaping the things that you know you need to do, you're gonna need to move full force into them. So when we come back on the end and talk about the Neptune retrograde, we're gonna get into a little bit more deeper into those perspectives, okay? The other things about summer solstice, right? Which is this Jupiter energy, right? Jupiter energy is now in Aries. Now, if you guys came to the class that I did during the Aries season, I told you guys that if you want to really make sure that you are getting the money, you're getting the bag, follow Jupiter, okay? What do you mean, Gigi? Follow Jupiter simply means whatever Jupiter shifts into, if you align yourself with that, you use the aspects that go along with where Jupiter is. If you did that, then you'll always be in alignment for the money. The money will be directly in alignment to you, okay? So it started off in the year in dealing with Jupiter in Pisces, right? Jupiter in Pisces is expand the dream, get into the alignment of the dream. Now Jupiter is in Aries. So if Jupiter's in Aries, you take Jupiter and you put it wherever you have Aries placements, okay? So meaning, for me, I told you I have Sun in Aries, and I also have Mercury in Aries as well. So if I take that energy of Jupiter and apply it to my Sun perspective and apply it to my Mercury perspective and ask myself, how can I expand myself in my communication? How can I expand myself in my Sun perspective? Then this Aries energy that I'm working with is also going to illuminate those areas as well. Okay, so understand that if you take Jupiter and move it into the placements of where whatever the aspect is within your chart, it will give you a language, right? So if you got Aries, you know, in Mars, right? If you take that Mars and Aries energy and apply it with the Jupiter in Aries, then you'll know if you start to move a little bit more, right? You start to like allow yourself to not be so, I don't have the help, so I'm not gonna do it, right? You just move anyway. Just go ahead and pioneer that thing. Then you'll see how much more your money will come in, all right? So know that Jupiter is now asking you to really get into your Aries energy. So a lot of Aries energy as it relates to Jupiter, you're not going to get the help at first, okay? So a lot of things that y'all want to do, a lot of things that's going along with you as it relates to what you want to do, you have to be the pioneer of that. When that motto, I'm in the waiting room. Hold on, y'all. She says she's in the waiting room, but I don't see you. All right, so I don't know where she is. She says she's in the waiting room, but I don't see nobody in here but y'all. I don't see nothing going on. So Marla, when you get the playback, baby, I don't see you in here, okay? So I got to keep going so that I'm not constantly interrupting class waiting on you to get in here, all right? So I'm saying this to you because I know you're probably going to have to watch it on the playback. All right. Just share screen. All right, so if you use the motto, if they build it, if you build it, they will come. That is your motto when it comes down to Aries, okay? So wherever your Aries is, let's say Aries rising, okay? You build it, they'll come. So getting into your youthful energy, right? Being the playful person, right? Allowing that to be part of the thing that helps you to build a brand. Because most of us in here have businesses. We have brands that we're building. And because that's the case, you want to make sure that you're also using this Aries energy for that. Now, when we get to the finance part, we're also going to talk about Leo and how to really use this Leo energy as it relates to the Leo season and how to put yourself on the stage and really draw that money out as well, okay? So wherever this Jupiter and Aries energy is for you, make sure that you are pushing through, okay? You got to push through. I don't care about what it looks like. I don't care that you don't have to help. I don't care that ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying, liking your posts or sharing your posts. None of that matters when it comes down to Aries. Aries has to be the pioneer and do it first. And when Aries does it first, then everybody shows up. It becomes almost like they copying off of you. You get into that space, you're like, dog, at first nobody was doing this and now I'm doing it. Everybody seems like they want to do it. That's a classic Aries energy, okay? Because we are always the ones that's always doing something first. All right. Then when we move into the Saturn, so let's get into that, right? The Saturn perspectives. Saturn retrograde. All right. So Saturn retrograde is in Aquarius and it'll be there again. until the end of this year. Now, right now, the Saturn energy is dealing with Aquarius, but because we're dealing with a retrograde perspective, it's going to back up into the Capricorn energy on July 12th. So you're going to be dealing with the Aquarius energy, or we're already dealing with the Aquarius energy already. But when we move into July 12th, it's going to back up into Capricorn a little bit, which is, you know what I'm saying, around the same time, we're going to be dealing with the Cancer, and the Capricorn energy is the polar opposite to Cancer, right? So we're dealing with all this energy. And when you think about what Capricorn is the representation of, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, okay? So that means it loves it. Like, Saturn loves dealing with Capricorn. But when we're talking about retrograde energy, we're talking about what? Review, revise, remember, all the RE words. So it don't matter what retrograde we're talking about, all the retrogrades has everything to do with that same vibration, okay? The very same vibration. Okay. All right, Marla, I got you in.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. It's all right, boo. Who was this other person that came in here too? Who was Powerhouse Foundation? Say hey. Who is this? I want to know everybody who's here. Let me unmute you, Powerhouse. Hello.
Hey.
Who is this?
Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. All right. Glad you guys are here. I'm going to mute you back up, and then we're going to go back to share screen. All right. All right, so where we are, I just got into talking about Saturn retrograde, so y'all right on time. We talked about the summer solstice, so y'all ain't missed much. We just went down with what the summer solstice energy looks like. This is the chart for today, and seeing all this energy. So we talked about the Cancer vibration and the moon, and how all that now then kicks off our summer, and it carries us into the winter solstice. So understand that everything is a front door and a back door. So what you're looking at right now to the summer solstice is the front door to the winter solstice. All right, the winter solstice completes the cycle. So everything that you're looking at now is giving you an indication of how your summer is kicking off. Self-care is important. Knowing what you need to do for your self-care is number one. I don't care what else is on the agenda. If you don't know how you're going to take care of yourself over the summer, you're going to be sad, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be yelling, screaming, hollering, hooping, all that stuff. Why is that? Because we have a lot of placements in Aries. Aries is the baby, okay? And with all this Aries energy coming in, it's there to push you to what it is that we need, what we really need to be in alignment to, which is our dreams, our goals, and all those things. Now, as we shift into the Saturn retrograde energy, which kicked off again at the beginning of June, it's going to carry us all the way into October 23rd. So that full energy of what we're looking at is how we're going to structure to get to the goal, how we're going to structure to get to the brand, to get to all the things that we want to do, has everything to do with how you guys use your Saturn retrograde energy. And what that means is that the structure of things, okay? So if you look at how the year started off, right? We started off with this beautiful Jupiter and Pisces energy, which was all mirroring reflections of that great Saturn conjunction that we had. So all of this is combined together. So if y'all go back to your superhero month and that December portal, that's like, ooh, is black people gonna get their superpowers? You got them superpowers, but have you been using them though? Or have you been sabotaging all your energy based on your childhood trauma, right? Because that is also the depth of what you're gonna be dealing with over the summer, which is you gotta pull that up. You got to pull that up and pull it out, all right? So part of what's going to help you to weed out that energy is getting into your Saturn energy, all right? So whatever you have in Saturn, you have to combine that with Saturn in Aquarius, okay? Because that's where Saturn is doing this retrograde work, all right? So the Aquarius energy is coming out of the space of being rebellious, coming out of the space of being aloof, being distracted, saying that you don't know what to do, how to do it. You got all these gifts and all these talents, and you ain't applying none of it because you are scared. You're scared of what really happens if you step fully into your goals and fully into your dreams. And that's what the Jupiter and Pisces energy ushered in when we kicked off this year. It was like, are you serious about your dreams? Because if you're serious about your dreams, let's see the plans and the details. Most of us dreamed about the plans and the details, but the action didn't come up, right? Now is the time for the action of those things, all right? So now it's about applying your Saturn energy for the next 3 weeks. I want y'all to go hard on the details of your dreams. So when I mean details, how much money do you actually want your business to make? Or how much money do you really want your job to pay you? Okay, what are the details, the structures of it? How often do you want to work for this? Understand that part of this getting the details together has a lot to do with you learning how to work smarter and not harder. Okay, most of your life you've been working too hard. You've been putting too much in, giving too much details, and it ain't been working. It ain't been working because that's not what you really need to do. The ancestors that came before you, your family members that came before you, they did that already. They already put that work in. You're supposed to be using the energy from that and now just flowing through it, okay? So if you are applying the energy, you can start to see that. So 3 weeks. If you go hard for 3 weeks with the details, the rest of this year, the 6 months energy is going to take care of itself. I'm going to say that again. If you go hard in the paint for 3 weeks from now until July 12th, okay, and after July 12th, but we're going to focus from now until July 12th, right? You go hard. The rest of this year is going to take care of itself because you're going to already have the structure of it. You feel what I'm saying? That's all you need. When you got the structure in place, then the universe can come in and put you in alignment to everything else. So the problem is we want the money, we want the opportunities, we want all these things, but you ain't got no structure. You around here fighting everything. You don't want to work out. You don't want to eat right. You don't want to go to bed on time. You don't want to meditate. You don't want to do any of these things, but somehow magically you want the universe to show up for you when you're not showing up for you. Go 3 weeks and showing up for you and watch what happens, okay? Because that's what it's really going to take. Now, when it moves back into that Capricorn perspective on the 12th, then you're going to have a good 2 to 3 weeks of it going hard in that energy, of dealing with that Capricorn energy. Now, when it hit Capricorn, it's going to feel like a drill sergeant that walked up in your house. That's how it's going to feel. Now, if you've been doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to reap the benefits. You're going to get, okay? If you have not been doing what you're supposed to do these 3 weeks, you're not going to like when Saturn shows up in Capricorn on the 12th. You're not going to like it because you're going to feel like you're being attacked, okay? And in some ways you are being attacked, okay? But you're being attacked because some of us, y'all may not like this, some of us like conflict in order for us to change. Some of us like to be knocked on our ass before we say, oh, was that what I was supposed to do? So understand that this Saturn retrograde energy is not removed from doing that. It's literally like you going to boot camp. So you can put yourself into boot camp for 3 weeks and oh my God, it's going to be beautiful. Or Saturn is going to come and it's going to use experiences. It's going to use your childhood trauma. It's going to use a whole lot of things to get you to make those changes, okay? Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Yes, you're being corrected and disciplined. Exactly what that is, okay? And so understand that if we're doing it on our own, it's like the difference between your mama telling you what she wants you to do, right? Hey, baby, I would really love if you clean the kitchen on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, okay? And the difference between her telling you that and you ain't doing it, and then she come busting up in your room and taking all your shit out. Like, that's the type of mom I was. I'm not a mother that spanks, but I'm a mother that I will rip you naked, okay? I will go in and take out everything I gave you. Video game, cloak, whatever I know that you love, oh, I'm taking it. It's mine. No, you can't have it because you didn't initiate yourself, okay? So this is the difference of what you feel. If you do it yourself, then mama gonna come and be like, oh, man, look at you. You did what? I'm so proud of you. Let me give you some reward. Okay, but if you are not doing that, it's going to be some hard challenges that you're going to have to go through. All right, and hard challenges meaning that your childhood trauma, so the things that bother you the most about your childhood is going to use those things. All right, now some of the things that in this article, and I'll send all this stuff to you or whatever, so you guys can go through this as well. But I thought this is a really good article on the whatever this in Hindustan Times. I think it's a Hindu-based paper or whatever, but it was really good into breaking down some of the progressions of all the signs. So like Aries, this is a career progression, a lot to do with like if you got any type of Aries placement. You don't have to be an Aries sun. It can also be where your Aries placements are, but definitely dealing with like, you know, romantic energy or dealing with old energy and rectifying that. You know what I'm saying? Like for those of us who are going abroad, that's me, it's going to be energy that's going to expedite work. You know, Tar is going to be good news. So a lot of this stuff is really good energy, okay? But again, if you're not applying yourself, it can be some energy that makes you feel like it is throwing you all over the place, all right? Now, real quick, y'all tell me what y'all Saturn energy is. What do you have in Saturn?
Virgo.
Oh, I know what yours is, Marcel. I wasn't talking to you. I'm not talking to you or Leslie. I'm talking to everybody else but y'all. You can also put it in the chat too. All right. Matrix. You are in the matrix. Write it out, Drea. Let me see. Okay, Alexis says her Aquarius is, her Saturn is in Aquarius. So yours is that. Everybody who got this Saturn in Aquarius energy, baby, this is you directly. Okay, this is hitting you upside the head directly. Okay, Marla got hers in Scorpio and it's in retrograde. Okay, Jamaica's in Virgo. Okay. And Marcel, yours is in Virgo as well, huh? And Leslie, where is yours? Taurus, okay. Leslie, what you say? I can't hear you. Leslie, what you over there laughing for? Tell me where your doggone Saturn is.
Her Saturn is in Leo. She lost her ability to chat, to put in the chat box. Her Saturn is in Leo.
Okay,
look at my screen.
Now we can hear you.
Now I can hear you. I can hear you 5 seconds ago. All right, cool. So everybody who has Saturn in Aquarius, baby, this is you. Okay, this is a direct hit. This is a time for you to train your energy. Okay, what I mean train your energy, this is your direct placement at the time where you were born. Okay, so this is literally like you're having a Saturn return, a second Saturn return, but in a good way, because now this could be a payout for you. Whereas before, it was a breakdown and, ooh, take this out, all of that. This is literally an opportunity to build up. So do not miss this opportunity, okay? For you that have that indirectly. So that's you, Alexis, and you, Alicia. Definitely make sure that you guys are really working this energy for the next 6 weeks, because this is a direct hit for you. For Scorpio energy, Marla, you know it's time to change, baby. Time to change in a major way, especially because it was in retrograde when you was born. So now this energy has come back around. It's specifically asking you, what have you been resisting to change? Whatever you've been resisting to change, that's where you want to head up. That's where you want to go. Okay, you can say something. Come on.
Can I say something? Okay, so when I got to my office today, I have a card deck that's called Reflections. And the card that I pulled for today was called Acceptance. And it said, what are you resisting? So, wow.
What are you resisting to change? Okay, this is it, right? That's a direct hit. That's what I love about summer solstice, because summer solstice is like a shine of a light. It's like boom, boom. Like, what? Come on, what do we see? Whatever we see, let's work it, all right? And that's what I want you guys to look at this summer solstice. I mean, a lot of people are yelling because they don't want to do this work. They're too focused on Drake making disco music and Beyonce making disco music, and they're looking at the wrong things instead of looking at themselves and where they need to go. Okay, let's see. Okay, those of us with the Virgo Saturns, okay, work out. Do you hear me? Jamaica, get in the gym, baby. Do you hear me? Go do the walks. Go do the physical things. Your body needs to shell this energy out. Marcel, get in the gym. Do you hear me? Work it out, or work that body energy out, because the more we work the energy in the body, the easier it's going to be for us to get in structure. Okay? Why? Because Virgo is already working that digestive system. It wants to break things down. It wants us to clearly see that the body is what it's going to take for us to get these things taken care of. Okay? Yes, Marla. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say something. That drill sergeant you said, that drill sergeant that you said was there, gonna be there on July 12th. It's always there for us, Virgo. What do you mean? You talking about? Anyway, carry.
I mean, and you know what? And for me, it's like good, Jamaica. So has it just hit you, or tell me, when you say you've been going regularly, have you been going regularly the whole year, or it has been something that has been really jumping up on you like lately? Okay. Because for
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I have been going since the first of the year. We had a reading, the transit reading, and talked about this, and so I have got the personal trainer and been going regularly for this whole year.
So stay on it, okay? When I say stay on it, I mean like this next 3 weeks. So now all you have to do is apply that same structure perspective that we've been working on since the beginning of the year, and now apply it to the career, okay? Do the same exact thing. Work that energy there, okay? So Marcel, same for us. Whatever the energy is according to the brands and the business, you just want to make sure those things are being streamlined as well. Break it all the way down. How do you see it? So for me, looking at things that no longer work. Okay, so meaning like the one thing about having the Saturn and Virgo energy, we can tend to work, right? So this is a time to come up for air, look at what you have been working on, and if it hasn't been working, meaning it's not rendering the energy, this is one of the spaces where we've been working harder and not smarter. Okay, so be looking at those perspectives and seeing how you want to really streamline. So take some things out that seem like it's taking too much energy. You know what I'm saying? Because these things are not supposed to take a lot of energy for us. At this point, it should be on automatic. All right? All right.
Oh, no, I'm doing the buddy thing.
Leslie, you want to say something?
Oh,
All right. I muted you because you ain't say nothing. All right. So then who else? So Drea. Taurus, Saturn. So you already know, same thing, that when it comes down to getting into the structure of things, so this is the time period where it's going to take you coming out of, sometimes that Taurus energy cannot necessarily want to be pushed, okay? So this is one of the times when you're going to feel a little push towards certain things, especially as it relates to your stability. So that can be financial stability, that can be career stability, that can be, how you see stability as a whole. Now it's time for you to structure that. So meaning where you're living, do you still want to live there? Or do you want to move somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to do some other things as it relates to your structure and your career and your job? Whatever those things are, it's time for you to go full force with it. Now, of course, you're my friend, so I know then this is also an area where you need to really like amp up when it comes down to your photography business. You know what I'm saying? Like your photography business wants you to go hard in the paint. So that means restructuring some things surrounding maybe marketing and strategies. You know what I'm saying? Maybe redeveloping some programs as it relates to like bringing new people in. Maybe you want to do some type of, marketing strategy to bring in new clients. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to do a special or do some type of like discount and stuff like that. But you need to really beef up your portfolio, beef up your Taurus energy, because that's only going to draw more Venus energy, more money, and more energy as it relates to how you're structuring things. Okay. Did I go of everybody that put theirs in there? We did Taurus, we did Virgo, we did Scorpio, and Aquarius. Okay, perfect. All right. So the other aspect I will say as it relates to the Saturn energy, especially as when it moves.
Gigi. Hold on. Let's say you didn't do Leo.
I didn't do.
You do Leo, Saturn, Leo.
She got Saturn and Leo?
Yes.
Okay. So Saturn and Leo is going to be really, really good because as it relates to when we get to this Leo season in a minute, that energy is going to really jump in money-wise, okay? So really this is about you not being afraid to be on the stage, okay? So structure what you want your appearance to be. Structure how you, because I know you also have this this Aries rising energy that we were just talking about. So a lot of this is about you not being afraid to be seen. You got to come out of the shadows, okay? So structure what that looks like. So what I mean is sit down and decide how often you're going to do content and when you're going to post it, okay? Why? Because the Leo energy wants to be seen. So Saturn and Leo is saying, okay, we're not being seen enough. So where are your reels, okay? It's time for you to get on the reels as it relates to like doing some bone readings, okay? Maybe you want to like do some bone readings and have the camera turned down and show how you cast those. Doing bone reading classes, okay? Or doing things as it relates to helping people to make their butters, how to make butters at home, or make, you know, different type of things that can allow people to like feel like they can take that energy of you and really combine it into a home or some type of home program, okay? So this is about you coming from behind the scenes and to the front. Structure that. So for the next 3 weeks, I want you to be working on what type of class you're about to do or what you're about to do to put yourself on the stage and allow us to learn from you, okay? Now, I know that you don't want to hear that because you always running from that. You always running from being on the stage of life, and you know you play the backgrounds well. You play support system well. But this is the time for you to not play the support system and for you to be on the front. Okay, time for you to lead in a major way. And we've been working on this for some years, so it's time for you to like structure that out. What does that look like, and how does that feel for you when it comes down to it? And if you work on that now for 3 weeks, when Leo season come in and that money portal open up for all of us, you should see your products and all the things that you're selling, you should be tripling in sales, okay? If you're not tripling in sales, it's because you are afraid of yourself, all right? I wish I could see your face right now because I know you usually the one that's frowning up at me. You got all kind of stuff going on. Are you frowning up over there? I'm pretty sure you are.
Yep, I got it open so you can hear. All I can say is, ooh.
Yes, thank you. I know that's what she normally does. She normally just has all type of like faces at me. I don't care. It don't matter. All right. Any questions about Saturn energy before we move on out?
Well, I have a question because you mentioned since we're entering into Leo season, I don't have anything in my Leo or Virgo.
Yeah, you do.
Do I?
Yes. This is what I tell y'all. When you're looking at your houses, y'all are looking at planets. That's what y'all are looking at. But understand that we have everything in the zodiac. So for example, even if you don't have the Leo sign in anything, what do you have in the house of Leo?
I have Leo is in my 11th house.
So there it is. So if you want to know where you need to go to bring the bag, it's in your philanthropy, right? It's in what you do to bring people in. So this can be, I'm going to do a community class, or I'm going to do something for the community. Now, I know it to be your podcast. This has something to do with you, your voice. It's a way in which you use your voice to help people, to bring people out, right? So this is about you not being afraid to gather people together for y'all to have some type of conversation. So this can be a retreat or a class, you know, some type of philanthropist movement that you're doing, right? If you take that energy and bring it there, that's where the money comes in at, okay?
That's so crazy because I'm in a board where we're talking about financial literacy and empowering women to teach them and give them like program and curriculum to help them with their finances.
Are you building one? Good. That's it. So now you know what you need to be putting your energy into for Leo season is that right there. Financial, and that's what the last portion of the class, that's what we're talking about. So you can even use this class that we're talking about here to help you to develop that, because that's literally what the finance portion of this is about. How y'all take that energy and apply it to your Leo season, and that's where your money gonna rain in on. Right there.
And the podcast.
Yes. And the podcast, my dear. All right. Any questions? We're going to move on to Neptune. All right. So let's move in. Now, Neptune retrograde is going to be a little tricky. Okay, it's a little tricky because Neptune is not one of our planets that's really close to us. So as we feel the Mercury retrogrades and we feel the Venus retrogrades and we feel all these other planet retrogrades, you're not going to feel Neptune consistently, okay? But you're definitely you should be feeling it a little bit now. And when that thing kick off and hit next week, you're going to really feel it. So meaning we tend to feel the beginning portions of the Neptune retrograde, and we tend to feel it from a distance. So it's almost like it's something in the back of your head. Whereas these other retrogrades hit you up here, Neptune hit you back here. It's like this constant thing of like, you know, your dreams starting to get a lot stronger, right? So I don't know if you guys have noticed within the last couple of days, you should be really dreaming. And even if you're not remembering all of your dreams, you're noticing that you're dreaming a lot more than you have. That is the Neptune retrograde. Now, what is these dreams about? What are they really helping you to see? It's helping you to see that your dreams and how to make them a reality is going to taking them out of the perspective of being in your mind and bringing them into action, okay? So the work that you guys are doing for the 3 weeks moving forward, okay, all of that energy has everything to do with how you're going to make it happen, okay? So meaning Neptune is just illuminating this energy that you're dealing with Saturn. That's what his job there is to do, is say, oh, you over there working on something? Well, don't forget about your dreams. Don't forget about what we started talking about way back from that Saturn conjunction. Okay, don't forget about how you started off your New Year's resolution for 2022. You was around here talking about 2022 gonna be my year, 2-2-2-2-2. You know, you had 2-2 everywhere, right? But now you got to the summer and you like, whoo, I'm tired, man. There's so much going on. Neptune is reminding you that your dreams are important, okay? And Neptune is dealing with Pisces. So this is the energy I'm telling you, you're going to feel two ways. Either you're going to feel a pull towards getting more and working smarter for yourself, doing smarter things as it relates to yourself, or you're going to get into an escapist feeling, okay? So meaning that, let's just say you was a smoker and you stop smoking, okay? You're gonna all of a sudden start feeling the urges of wanting to smoke again, all right? Why? Because it's Neptune retrograde, okay? So it's retrograding the energy that you had before. It's retrograding a lot of the things that have been your sabotagers for your dreams. The reason why you are not where you're supposed to be right now is because you've been using some of these vices. Some of our vices are excuses. Okay, so you're gonna find yourself trying to find excuses for why you're not showing up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Using people, places, and things, right? Dating people that you wouldn't normally date. You said you swore off them type of men. You swore off them type of women. But now all of a sudden you bored, and now you're dealing with this energy again. Be mindful of the vices that you gave up because they're coming back to haunt you again. And they're coming back to review to see if you're really serious about your dreams. Because if you're really serious about your dreams, then even though you may be getting the urges, what you're going to do is you're going to step into your Saturn, okay? So meaning the moment you start to feel, ooh, I want to go eat me, you know, a big old piece of cake, when you know you've been working hard and diligent on your diet, instead of you going to get that cake, you go walk around the park. You say, you know what? I'm going to go give me a smoothie and I'm going to go walk. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself escaping to the cake, escaping to the smoke, escaping to the niggas you ain't dealing with no more, the women you ain't dealing with no more, then you are still sabotaging your dreams, okay? That's what's happening. So Pisces is here to make sure that you get everything, but you have to be the one that's willing to do the work, okay? So understanding a lot of this energy, it's a lot to do with how you are merging into your feminine energy as well. And we all have feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman. A lot of us have been avoiding our feminine energy, and that's why at the beginning of the year, the main focus was self-care, okay? Now, this is about how you are now bringing your self-care back into this, all right? You can't just be working, and no self-care. You can't be helping everybody with their dreams and their goals and no self-care. Okay, you have to maintain the self-care throughout the entire year. This entire year, I told y'all, from January 1st, this year is about how you take care of yourself. If you are taking care of yourself, then y'all don't have a problem with doing what you need to do for your Saturn. If you're taking care of yourself, you don't have a problem with staying diligent to your dreams. You will use this opportunity instead of escaping. You'll use this opportunity to come on out, and you would detach, okay? Because understand that this is also going to reveal to you where you are extremely attached to things, okay? And some of us are attached to old programs. So the old programs that show up is going to be the things that you're going to have to release. This is what's been the sabotaging. Go ahead in the chat room and let me know where y'all Neptune energy is. Okay? Marlon, I just ordered some smoothie coffee and detox from It Works. Okay, to jumpstart. Okay. Yes, listen. When I tell you, this is a prime example, and this is the reason why we also been talking about, you know, hoochie daddy shorts. Because even the men are getting into their feminine. And we need that. These men need to be in their feminine because they've been too masculine for too long and it has not worked. It's not working. It's too misogynistic to the point to where now they want to tell us what to do with our coochies. They want to tell us that we can't do these things, right? It's because they have lost touch with their own femininity. So we're going to embrace it. We're going to embrace this hot boy summer, this hoochie daddy summer. And if y'all see these men out here in these shorts, y'all better honor that feminine inside of them. Do a little cat call. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know, give it to them. Let them know what it feels like to be adored and all of that and all that kind of stuff. The things that we have been, like a man say, it's been hot girl summer for the last 7 summers. It's about time the men get one hot boy summer, okay? So this is really that energy. All right, let's see what y'all got. Okay, Neptune and Cap. All right, so this is, again, dreams about family. Okay, Marla? Neptune and Cap is your dreams as it relates to your family and your legacy. So meaning the things that you are doing right now as it relates to your Saturn energy and getting all that together. Neptune is here because it's going to boost that energy as it relates to your family legacy energy. So everything you're doing is going to benefit the family. Now, I know we talked before self-realization of a goddess, and I remember telling you that money in your family, baby, is long, right? It's so long, but you're the person that's structuring it out. So meaning that what you do determines how quick it comes in and how easy it comes in. And then also how long it lasts. So as long as you're doing your job, it's going to come in easy and it's going to carry through your children. You don't have to worry. But the moment you panic, the moment you withdraw, the moment you give some excuses, it's going to slow up. Okay? It's going to stop because it's Neptune and Cap. Cap is Saturn. Saturn is saying structure this thing out. Make sure your dreams are structured and you will never have a problem. Okay? Neptune and Sagittarius. Education, travel, okay? Making sure that when it comes down to your dreams, where are you dreaming about going? Okay? Do you have dreams of moving somewhere? Okay? Do you have dreams about, of furthering your education around certain things? Or do you have dreams about teaching? Okay? Because that Sagittarius energy needs to be the teacher and the student. It needs to be the traveler, the explorer. It wants to go and do things. It needs to have a balance of spiritual practice and physical practice. Okay? You can't be all ratchet and you can't be all religious. You got to have a balance of these things. So this energy is asking you to have a balance of who you are as it relates to these things. It's time for you to come out of this, let me learn, and let me teach what I learned, what I've been learning. Okay, so whether that be you teach your children, and I know you've already been doing that. Y'all homeschooling right now. So because the fact that y'all are homeschooling, this is a way for you to teach your children. But this is also a next level of you stepping into a different level with Mo. You know what I'm saying? With your son. So certain things and certain principles that you've learned, especially within this last year, you need to make sure that you're giving it to him. Okay? So teaching him some things. Also, like I said, going back into this travel perspective. You know what I'm saying? How you travel. And when you do travel, your dreams about what you're doing. Are you building your brand, when you travel? So this is time to now be thinking about traveling as a DJ, right? It ain't just what you're doing in California. It's what you're doing outside of California. Where else can you go and take this? Because your level of DJing is different than somebody else's, right? So we need your tunes. We need your playlist. So now it's time for you to put that energy on a scale as well. So meaning, what are you dreaming about? How you're going to get this brand out there more? How can we get these playlists? How can you send them to us? How can we now go and download these things for money? You know what I'm saying? What can we do? Your job is to think about how far and how wide this can actually go as it relates to your Sagittarius energy and Neptune. Okay, your dreams. Take these dreams and go big. Go big or go home. All right, that's your thing. All right, same for you, Drea. You heard me. I said it to him and DJing, but this is again going back to, because you said you got Sag and Neptune, right? That's what you wrote here. Neptune and Sag.
Yeah.
Go big or go home, boo. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely got something for you. I know how we can go big or go home. You finna get ready to take these Madam Gumbo pictures, baby. And that's how we finna go big or go home. Do you hear me? Because I gotta put myself out there too. Boom, we can do it. You understand?
I'm ready. Just say when. I'm ready.
So this is challenging yourself. So this is not just about you doing photography here too. I know you went to New York. You did the Basquiat. I know I'm saying this name wrong. Basquiat. Yes. You did the Basquiats, you know, in New York. You know what I'm saying? You took the pictures. That was a part of your Neptune energy, right? It was seen beyond just Atlanta. It's like, where can I now travel in my mind? And now
that's all I've been thinking about, G. That's all I've been thinking about is I got back and I was like, okay, where am I going next?
Yes.
Where am I, like that's just it. Where next?
Yes. Don't limit yourself to just Atlanta. Atlanta is just one part of it. You know what I'm saying? And also too, not just for the photography part of it, also be thinking about how you can incorporate the real estate along with it. You don't have to just do real estate here. It's time for you to go everywhere. Understand that Sagittarius wants to travel. It wants to see all of it. And when it sees all of it, it wants pictures. You know what I'm saying? It wants to look at real estate while you're there, looking at how you take this energy and move with it. All of this is about that Neptune and Sag. Expand your dreams bigger than you ever thought. Go big with it, okay? And the structure part of it is only leading its way into that. So the Neptune is just showing you what you need to do, and Saturn is saying, I'm here to help you to get there. So we can put ourselves together. Hey, the money ain't gonna be no issue. It's just about getting focused on it, okay? So that's it. Ashe. All right, Capricorn Neptune and Cap. Now understand that Capricorn is the Saturn energy. It is the structure. So now your dreams is all about the family energy, okay? Not only that, it's about the business, right? You being the CEO of the brand, all right? And how you balance that out. One thing about that Capricorn energy, it can be a workaholic, right? You got to be mindful, again, of working too hard, okay? This ain't about you working hard. You already did all of that. This ain't about that. This is about you trusting that most of the energy that I tell people that's got, and it's to you, Alicia and Alexis. Both of y'all got the Cap energy. Understand that when we're talking about Capricorn energy, it can tend to work a lot harder than it needs to be. But understand that Capricorn literally gets its blessings from up there, from spirit, okay? So meaning all you got to do is sit down and hone that thing in and put yourself into focus, and everything opens up because your energy is coming from up there. So meaning the more you trust God, the more you trust in the alignment to spirit, and the more you structure yourself today, you don't have to work a lot, okay? So this is about finding ways to not work as hard as you've been working, okay? Both of y'all have been overworking, okay? So your dreams does not require you to overwork. Your dreams just require you to get into the alignment of spirit, knowing what you want to do, putting yourself into the vibration of that, trusting that, and moving. So if you've been working 5 days, cut it down to 3. Trust yourself. Trust that spirit is going to give you way more than what you've been getting from you putting in 5 days of work. You don't have to do that, especially to your brands, okay? So when it comes down to your brands, understand that you need to streamline this energy, okay? All right. Listen, Neptune and Sag, same to you. So the same thing that I said to Marcel and I said to Drea applies to you too, Leslie, okay? It's time for you to move, baby. Time for you to go on out. It ain't just about you've been in California your whole life. Time for you to leave, okay? Where else can we go? Where else can y'all move? Where can you take these babies ready to go? They don't want to just stay there, okay? Now, I understand, mama probably gonna want to go too. That's fine. I ain't telling y'all that you got to completely leave, and sell the house in Cali. I'm saying be thinking about the next spaces for you to go, okay? Same with you too, Jamaica. Whatever you got going on, it's time for you to go. Go see something else. Go and apply yourself in a bigger way. Do something bigger as it relates to what you've been doing already. You know what I'm saying? And again, we already talked about this at the beginning of the year. So you already know how this is applying. All the stuff that you've been putting into place is because it's time for you to expand beyond where you've been already, okay? So that's career, that's, you know what I'm saying, how you've been, focusing in on things. The Saturn energy is ready to take flight. Take flight meaning show me what we about to do next. I'm ready. Can you let's do it? And no need to be scared. This is about your dreams, and know that the more that y'all travel, especially all you Sagittarius people in Neptune, the more you travel, the more your dreams come true, okay? You Capricorn people, the more you trust spirit and the more you structure your trust in spirit, the easier this thing is going to be, okay? For mine, my Neptune is also in Sag, so I am moving. Right? Just told you I'm moving in August. I'm pushing myself outside of this country. I don't know Spanish, okay? I barely know it, but that ain't gonna stop me. And I know y'all gonna say, oh, get on Duolingo. I don't do well on Duolingo. I've tried it and it doesn't work for me, okay? So I'm just gonna throw myself in there like I've been doing every year for my birthday. I'm gonna just go. I have not had a problem since I've been going for 2 years straight, okay? They got Google Translate. It'll work, okay? So same for me. I am literally moving to a whole nother country because I want something else. And it's not my only last destination. I'm starting off with Mexico. I plan to go to Dominican Republic right after that. And everywhere I go, I'm planning to acquire real estate. I want to buy things so I can build my retreat centers and the spaces where other teachers can come and stay with me for weeks on end, and they can develop their programs and develop their things and then go back and create those things. I got bigger things to do than Atlanta. I'm so grateful for Atlanta, but this ain't it for me, okay? My daughter has graduated. She's moving to Florida. She's moving. So it's time for us all to move, okay? So where we got Sag energy, it's time to go. Where you got Capricorn energy, it's time to get in that thing, okay? Trust that spirit is bringing you everything you need for the legacy. You're going to get it, okay? Any questions about that? No, I do want to say this too, because the fact that Neptune is dealing with the Pisces perspective, a lot of these energies that's dealing with your Gemini placements, your Virgo placements, your Sagittarius placement, and your Pisces placement is going to get a big boost, okay? So those energies in your chart as this Neptune retrograde comes in is going to affect the mutable parts of your chart. And when I mean affect, it's just illuminate. Like I said, it's just going to be like, you need to be thinking about this here. Think about that here. What about this? So all your mutable energies that you got in your chart, also study those as well as it relates to your Neptune energy, okay? All right, last thing we're going to talk about. So now I want to talk about finances, okay? So as it relates to finances, what you're going to be looking at in your chart, first and foremost, is your moon energy. Okay, what is your moon sign? Studying your moon sign. Why do we study moon signs? Because your emotions is what you're going to need to carry you through this thing. All right, carry you from now, into the Leo season. Now, the reason why we're pinpointing Leo season is because the Leo energy has a lot to do with how you bring whatever your brand is, whatever your career is, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? If you apply it in the Leo season, it's going to give you a foundation of how to work it, okay? So meaning, moon and Sag, good. Okay, yes, put your moon signs on there. Also put your Jupiter signs on there too. Also let me know what you got in the second house and what you got in the 10th house, because that's what you're going to be studying for this particular energy of it, right? And then we're going to finish off with what you got in the 5th house. So whatever's in the 5th, okay, whatever, if you don't have any planets there, that's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna tell you how to still find it. Like I just told Marla, she said, I don't have no Leo perspectives. If you don't have no Leo perspective, just tell me what you got in the 5th house, okay? Because that's what you do have in Leo, okay? That's what Leo rules, okay? For me, my Leo energy, I have Lilith in Leo, around here. I have Lilith in Leo, and I also have my Leo in my first house, okay? So I know for me, I'm gonna just use me for an example, right? So I got Moon in Pisces, so that means I gotta really watch my emotional energy from now until Leo season. When I mean watch my emotional energy, and I don't know if you guys saw, I made a post right before I started class, what aspects irritates you the most? My Pisces placements irritates me the most. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This doggone Mars in Pisces and that Moon in Pisces be the most irritating thing. Now I will say that my Moon in Pisces, it comes around, okay? Meaning that it's the quickest that I can get. I get in and out of my emotional energy fast, so it's no problem with that. But that Mars in Pisces be getting on my nerves because right when I'm getting ready to do something, I'll get sleepy. I get hungry, my body starts to hurt, my cycle comes on, all kinds of stuff, whatever escapist tendencies that can actually happen, okay? Pisces does it to me, and it does it because it wants to make sure that I'm living my dreams. So it's like, okay, now if you want to use something as an excuse, I'll give you some excuses. Here go an excuse right here. Your cycle is started, so you ain't got to do the class today. Just tell everybody you'll do it on another day because you don't feel good. No, I'm not doing that, Pisces. We're going to push through this. And every time I push through it, y'all, I have the best time of my life, okay? So understand that your emotional energy is going to be very important to how you get to your bags, because if you are allowing your emotion to sabotage this, and you're allowing your emotional energy to not put you into alignment to where you need to be, it will do that, okay? But if you push through, so meaning whatever you have in your moon energy, there's a light and a dark side to that. The light side is you using the emotional energy for creativity, okay? So what I mean is you get emotional, you can either shut down. So for example, the Pisces moon, on its dark side, when it does not want to act right, is a Virgo. Is a polar opposite of that. So what does the Virgo do when it's on its dark side? Hypochondriac, is worrying, is always talking about, you know what I'm saying, this is going down the rabbit hole of nothing. Meaning we're doing nothing. All we're doing is using distractions. But on the light side of Pisces, what we're doing is we're developing programs for ourselves. I'm developing ways to get myself out of it. And when I develop that, then guess what? Somebody comes along, they book a session. Gigi, I need a way to get out of this. Oh, do you? I just so happen to got myself out of this. Baby, here you go right here. Boom. So not only have I helped myself by using the energy to create, I also help somebody else. You feel what I'm saying? So this is going to be an opportunity from now until Leo season. You're either going to step boldly into what you need to do emotionally, meaning using your emotions to create, or you're going to sabotage it, okay? You're going to use your emotional energy to say I can't do it. Something else came up, whatever the case may be, okay? Now, when you move into your Jupiter perspectives, understand earlier when I said, if you follow Jupiter, you follow the bag, okay? So for those of you that have Jupiter and Aries, let me see if anybody got Jupiter and Aries. Okay, I see Jupiter and Leo. Oh, that's a good one, Leslie. That's money, baby. Jupiter and Cap, that's money too. Jupiter and Leo, yep. All I see is money. Money raining, money raining. All right, so nobody has, and I see that has direct Jupiter in Aries energy, which is okay, right? Because remember I told y'all, one thing that I love about astrology is that you can move the aspects around. So understand that your chart is your chart, but it's a wheel. It's moving. So you can always move stuff. You have the ability to employ something. For example, if I told y'all, hey, we need to really work on our Scorpio energy and you ain't got no Scorpio energy in your chart, become a Scorpio. Study Scorpio ways. Find you a Scorpio that you like on social media and start watching them, seeing how they move, how they act. You can employ all the energy that you want to employ. So you don't necessarily have to have this energy directly in order for you to employ it into your chart, okay? So whatever energy that you got in Jupiter, you want to be able to use that energy as well. So what I mean is my Jupiter is in Cancer. So that means we're in Cancer season right now, right? So I'm supposed to use the Cancer season, and when I was born, it was in retrograde. So I'm using the Cancer energy right now to expand, okay? How? By making sure that I'm attacking a lot of the womb issues that I haven't dealt with. You know, I'm looking deeper into how I'm dealing with the attachments of my family. Why did I say attachments? Because I got my Jupiter and Cancer in the 12th. So I know this has a lot to do with my attachments. So I know the more I let things go, the easier it'll be for me to employ the expansion. I can expand. So wherever you have your Jupiter energy, right? So let's go. Jupiter and Leo on the stage. Get on the stage, period. Okay? Jupiter and Virgo, do the breaking down, work it out in your body, work it out in your mind, however you need to work it out. Understand that the more you work it, the more it expands. Jupiter and Capricorn, making sure that you, again, apply this to the family dynamic, not working hard, working smarter. You've already done the work. Spirit already want to give it to you. You just got to trust. No expectations. Flow, though. Flow into it. Be the earth. You're the oldest of the earth energy. So all you got to do is trust it. And then Jupiter's going to say, okay, well, she got it. Let's expand her now. Okay? Jupiter and Libra, go and look at some things of beauty. Get out the house and go into an art gallery. Okay? Go and look at beautiful things. Libra loves beautiful things. Okay? Create beautiful things. You can create music. Write some poetry. You know what I'm saying? Beautify yourself. Go and have a whole spa day of beautification. Okay? That's going to expand you. Jupiter and Virgo, we just talked about that. Jupiter and Cap, we just talked about same thing, Dre. Getting into that perspective of trust. No expectations, just the knowing. You already done the work already. Okay, it's already been done for you. Jupiter and Virgo, same thing. Get into the work of it. You know, Jamaica, you and Alexis got some similar. Y'all aspects are almost damn near the same. Y'all might need to know each other, baby. Because y'all thing is like head on. Because every time I look at your stuff, her stuff is pretty much the same. Okay? So yes, this is the energy of using the Jupiter energy. Now, as it relates to applying to the Leo perspective, okay? The Leo, whatever you got in the 5th house, right? Or whatever you have in Leo energy. So for example, I'm going to use me. Lilith is the wild woman, okay? If I take this wild woman energy and put this wild woman energy on the stage, it's going to draw the bag. It's going to draw the money. It's going to allow me to use that business perspective to draw more attention to myself. See, a Leo is attention. Okay, so this ain't about hiding. Understand that this period about getting the money is going to be about how much you put yourself out there. Okay, not how much you hide. The hiding is going to draw your money up. It's going to make you feel like you're losing money. As a matter of fact, you're going to feel like you're paying way more than you have to. And this ain't got to do with the gas prices or the cost of food going up. If your money is coming, you don't care about that stuff. You're not worried. You're only panicking if you're not doing your job, okay? So part of doing your job to make sure that you get the bag is you need to apply your Leo energy for your business structures, okay? So whatever you got to do business-wise, you need to put Leo there, okay? So for me, I got to be a little risky. So I'm going to incorporate some of this Madam Gumbo stuff into some of my Living Alive stuff. I'm going to start talking about a lot more of the sacred sexuality energy inside the charts. So we're going to spend some time talking about that. Why? Because now I see that it can't just be all astrology. I have to talk to y'all about stuff that really affects you, and sexuality is one of those things that affect you, right? So part of the things that I'm going to bring out more of myself is showing more of that sexual side of myself. I'm going to be showing a lot more than I've shown in the last few months. Why? Because that's going to get y'all attention. Y'all gonna be like, whoa, what is that that Gigi got going? What does she got on? And you can already see it on Living a Line on my IG page, because I've already been sharing stuff. I put stuff on there in the last 2 weeks that I ain't did in the whole while since I've had that IG page. Why? And it's been drawing more energy. Okay? So y'all do the same thing. Employ wherever your Leo energy is, you need to bring yourself out more. Okay? So let's see. So let's you got North Node and Leo. So you already know what that means. North Node is what you need to be. So remember how I told y'all last time to follow your North Node? That's what I mean. So now get fully into that North Node between now and Leo season, and watch how the money starts to spiral in. Okay? All Leo. So as a matter of fact, I want you to be a Leo. From the time Leo hit at the end of July, you need to be a Leo. Okay? I don't care that you're a Sagittarius, you're a Leo now. All right? Second house Leo. Powerhouse, Lexus. okay? So second house Leo that's all about money, okay? Second house is the money house. So basically you got Leo in the second, that means you taking that energy and now being able to put yourself out there, okay? So meaning whatever the energy is in your brand and your business, the more you put yourself out there and talk about what it is that you're actually doing for your business and for your brand, is going to automatically bring more money because Leo is in the second for you, okay? All right, let's see. Leo in the third. So Leo in the third is, again, when we talk about third house, we're talking about mental. We're talking about how you break things down in your head, okay? So when you break things down in your head perspective, what are you thinking about, okay? Are you overthinking? Are you overworking it? Are you clear on what it is that you're doing? Or when you get around people, places, and things, you let them talk you out of what you think. You don't trust yourself, okay? Make sure you're working on your trust of yourself, making sure that when you go out in the world and people ask you, oh, what you working on or what you doing, you should have a clear conversation about what you're doing. You should, and not only should you have a clear conversation about it, you should be talking about it in a big way. This is one of the things, people, that I want y'all to use in your head for the Leo energy. Soldier boy. I know y'all didn't think I was gonna say him, did you? Yeah, Soldier Boy, okay? And I can give you another one. I can say Holly Berry, okay? That's another Leo energy, okay? But I like to do Soldier.
Okay.
Why you shook your head?
And your
Now,
shoulder.
Soldier Boy is a whole lot
At
better.
the same time.
Listen, whether he right or wrong, he out there. No, that's perfect.
He is out there. And then not only is he out there, one thing he tells y'all when he's out there, he say, oh, I was the first person that did that. I was the one that started that. And we've all made a joke about it. But the moment we start to really talk about something and we want to be real funny about it, we're like, oh, no, Soldier Boy was the first that did that. Now, how is it that he's managed to convince us, even in a joking way, that he's the pioneer of a lot of things? Why? Because that's Leo's energy. Leo's energy is to be the actor, to be the actress, okay? To be the person who is not only behind the scenes. Issa Rae is, even though she is a Capricorn energy, she employs a lot of Leo energy. And what I mean is most Capricorn energy don't necessarily like to be on the front street. They're very hidden people. Wherever you got your Capricorn energy is where you're the most hidden. It's where you don't like to talk about things the most, okay? But know that when it comes down to her whole thing of insecure was her putting herself out there. She put her whole life on the stage. And look at what she's done for herself. We watched 7 seasons of her put herself out there, okay? And other people, and show us how Black women can be insecure and we can also be brave, okay? So understand that I want y'all to be the Leos in your life, in the areas of your chart. And when you do that, it's going to bring more out. It's going to bring more money, okay? It's going to give you an indication, too, of where you need to really work that energy, okay?
Gigi, say that again. You said wherever you have Capricorn is where you hide the most.
Yes.
I got goddamn Capricorn everywhere. Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me.
Ain't nobody judging you. I'm looking at you because I know. That's why I'm looking at you like, why you think you hide so much?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Oh, you just did. Boom. It just hit you across your head. Now you know why you hide. Because where you're Capricorn is where you are the most private. Okay? You're private there. You don't want people to see that. You don't want people to know that. But a lot of that, now just going into another level of some things, where you have Capricorn is where you have daddy issues. You want me to say it again out loud? Where you have Capricorn in your chart is where you have daddy issues. Where you have masculine, overly controlling issues too. Okay?
I got Capricorn everywhere. Okay. Everywhere. Moon, Jupiter, 10th house, 11th house. Mm-hmm. Like fucking everywhere. I'm just gonna mute myself and go back in my corner.
That's fine. Come out of hiding though. That's all you gotta do. Come up out there. Okay? Understand that when you expose yourself, where your Capricorn energy is and where you expose yourself is where you get the most reward. Okay? Again, Capricorn doesn't get its blessings from regular people. It gets it from spirit. So when you show spirit that you are not afraid to be the leader, okay? Because Capricorn is also where you have your status. Capricorn rules the 10th house. The 10th house is your status when it comes down to how the world sees you. It's in that 10th house perspective. So when you put yourself out there as a leader and you show what you've been going through and you use that Capricorn energy, oh, the heavens rejoice in your name. They send you money on top of money, right? It's the reason why we file taxes in Capricorn season, because Capricorn is the money, baby. It's the money. But you got to come out of there. You can't hide to get it. If you gonna hide, you ain't gonna get it. Okay. Now, let's see here. Been watching her since. Listen, me too. Like I watched a few episodes when she did it on YouTube, and I used to feel awkward as hell watching it. I was like, why do I feel awkward? I mean, I can't be an awkward black girl for sure, but this is making me feel way, you know what I'm saying? And then I watched her evolve from the YouTube perspective, and then when she came and she did, you know, got to deal with HBO, and I watched how season after season after season, how she just, you know what I'm saying, just developed into all these levels of herself. You know what I'm saying? And even though I wasn't one of the ones that watched Insecure like week after week, that was never me. I'm always a binge watcher on most things. You know what I'm saying? But understand that she is definitely one of the people in my mind and in my vibration when I think about how to show myself and come out. Issa Rae is definitely on my vision board for sure, okay? Soulja Boy is definitely on my vision board for sure when it comes down to Leo energy, because this boy is always creating something. He just created his own tennis shoe line. He created his own video game console. He created most of the stuff that we go and buy from other people, Soulja Boy has for himself with his name on it. In his house, he got most stuff with his name on it that he created his own products. He ain't buying stuff from other folks. He buying his own stuff. Okay, and then he get on social media and get on, and I follow him on IG. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. I follow Soulja Boy because I like to keep up with the Leo energy. He get on there and he be on IG, y'all. He be on IG live and he be talking to them about his products and what he done came up and how he going after it and how he doing his stuff. And he don't care about the judgment. He don't care about what y'all say about him. He do what he need to do for himself. Come on, Marlon.
Question. So Soulja Boy, wasn't he one of the first to do NFTs when NFTs wasn't like something that people was really thinking about?
Yes.
And then two, as a Leo, with him sharing, or what in most people's perception of him oversharing, how can we protect our ideas? Because one of the things that I struggle with is I share and people will take what I've shared with them and run off and leave me behind.
Okay. So when it comes down to most of the things that you have to understand is put your brand on things. Okay. Most of the time that we share too early. So one of the things that you can probably be guilty of is sharing before your ideas are fully out there. So meaning that you're sharing with people when they're just in your mind, when you should be sharing when the product is done. That's the difference between us and him. He gonna talk about it, but he ain't gonna give you everything until he come out and say, man, look at my tennis shoe. See this right here, man, I got this right here and I got this shoe and da-da-da-da. And look, I got this one here too. By the time he shared it with you, the products are already created. If you ain't created the product and you sharing it, now people are faster at you at creating stuff, then you'll see how your ideas are being taken. This is one of those things where you have to trust that you can sit on it for a while until it's fully developed. Okay, I know you want to tell people because you can be so excited about it. Not yet. Just hold on to it, and then have people in your corner. That's your sounding boards. Okay, so when you want to share, have people in your corner that you can share things with. That you're just there to formulate it out. Because sometimes that's what you need. You need a space to just hear yourself, right? But you don't want to talk to the people that you know are listening and they doing this. Oh, yeah, girl, tell me what you got. Ooh, yeah. And then they speak. They didn't develop your whole stuff.
And, well, that's the thing. It's like I'm in certain groups that and it comes down to philanthropy.
Yeah.
So you're in certain groups with people that, we're putting together, basically a mastermind to help the community. Nobody else has the ideas. The moment I share an idea is, I like that idea. but then they start planning without me. And when they run into an issue, they call on me to help come in and fix it.
So that means moving forward in those groups that you're in, you have to also be comfortable to state who you are in the space. So what I mean is be like, hey, y'all, one of the things that I've noticed is I have a lot of ideas or whatever, and sometimes the execution of them may not be as strong, but I don't want to be left out of my ideas. You can say that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm coming up with things, make sure that y'all, you know, if we're doing this together, I want to be included in. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know what we're doing, because it makes me feel some way sometimes when I'm bringing things to the collective, and then the collective moves on without me. Be able to use your voice. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what happened with my tower moments last year. I was very vocal about them leaving me, and then it became an issue. And so when I vocalized it, it was, well, why do you need credit for your idea? Or why do you need credit for your work? And it's like, because I came up with the idea.
Right. Because
and I did the damn work.
And the thing is, too, is to understand, too, that those groups, as you're moving forward, it may be time for you to restructure your own groups. Okay, maybe it's time for you to create your own mastermind that's away from where you are in those. And not to say that you still, you know, have people that you want to still be there part of, that's great. But move into a space where you can create your own mastermind groups that you know that you will be appreciated, because those may not be spaces where you are being appreciated. Maybe they only want you in there so they can use your ideas. And if you stay, that's your fault. That ain't their fault. That's your fault. Okay? All right, did I miss out anybody's Leos? Leo and Venus in the 7th. All right, so this is going to be a relationship energy, okay? You got in the 7th house, so this is a boost to that energy, but it's also a boost to money. Understand, no matter where Venus is money, okay? So this is money not only to the energy of your 7th house, but meaning that not being afraid to take that Venus energy and really allow yourself to love harder, okay? Love harder for, it could be yourself. So meaning if you're not fully in a relationship right now, this could be where you, my 6,000. Okay, this could be where you are requested to open up yourself more in that 7th house in the relationship dynamic. Okay, but it's definitely going to bring that. But use that Venus energy in the 7th again to get out. Venus in the 7th, especially as it relates to like justice and being balanced on things, is also about how you use your voice. Okay, using your voice could be from, like I said earlier, from poetry to spoken word to, you know what I'm saying, doing music to doing anything. The Libra energy, the whole 7th house energy, also rules the multimedia. So meaning like when we talk about podcasting, right? Sharing yourself on podcasting, all that stuff is literally 7th house work as well. Okay, so this is about thinking about where you can really put yourself out there a little bit more as it relates to sharing your perspectives in Venus and sharing your perspectives as it relates to that in a 7th house dynamic way. So this can also be art. Okay, this can be you getting some canvases and drawing out and doing that too. That can also be a part of it as well. Okay, but know that your money is going to come through that Venus channel in that 7th house perspective. Okay, North Node in Leo, Jamaica, be the Leo. Okay, North Node is our vehicle, it's the car that we're driving. Okay, so this is literally be more Leo. So that could be you changing your hair color, going into some type of golds, blondes. Okay, even if you ain't doing the hair color, you can just put the wig on or put the whatever on. But it's literally bringing the gold energy out you more. Be more Leo-esque, okay? So being more out, bright, sunshine, wearing colors of golds, reds, yellows. Every time you dot that house, make sure you are bright, okay? Beaming is one of the energies that you want to do, because that's just only going to draw in more energy for you and more energy for the bags. Because the more you are out, the more you're drawing in the vibration, okay? 6 houses in Leo. This is about the physical body, okay? So physical body and getting into that, the digestive system, breaking things down, working on your digestive system is also going to allow you to bring in more Leo energy, okay? So I mean, the Leo in the 6 is saying, hey, listen, we want to be out there, but we're going to have to break this down some, okay? So in order for us to break it down, what does this look like for us, okay? What are the details of this? Especially with all that Capricorn, because the Capricorn want to hide anyway. So since the Capricorn want to hide, the Leo like, I want to be out there, but I don't want to be out there so much. How can I do this? So the more you put yourself, meaning like the more you go and, you know, decide to take your long walks, like I know you like to walk sometimes, the walking is going to give you more clarity on how it is that you're going to bring more of yourself out, okay? It's going to help you develop how you want to be more out there, because you much rather be on the back burner, you know what I mean, on the back ends of it. You like to be the support person, but this ain't the energy of being support. It's about putting yourself out there, okay? Putting yourself out there is going to take some work. That's what the 6th house literally means. 6th house means we got to work on it, okay? So don't be afraid to work on it and apply that Leo energy in your vibration as far as your body is concerned, and it's going to open up the rest of it. All right?
G,
Uh-huh.
the more I try to blend in, the more I stand out. Is that that's, I don't know. That just came to mind.
You just answered your own question that you was about
Right.
to ask me. That's what
Right.
you did.
Basically.
All right, any more Leo stuff? I think I handled everybody's Leo. Let's see, Leo. Marcel, your Leo's in your moon, right?
I didn't put my Leo aspects in there. No,
No.
my Mars is in Leo, and my 8th house is in Leo.
Mars is in Leo and 8th house. So transformation, not being afraid to transform, being something different, doing something different, you know what I'm saying? Something that you're doing right now, you may want to switch up a little bit. You've gotten too monotonous on some things, okay? So this is about pushing yourself to the next level and allowing yourself to be more Leo, okay? Be more Barack Obama. Be more Barack mixed in with Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy and Barack merged together, okay?
Hey, what I was going to tell you, a more evolved, if you want to use a more evolved Leo, remember Nipsey Hussle was a Leo as well.
Oh, that's true. Nipsey is a Leo. Exactly. So that's a perfect dynamic as it relates to how he took the marathon will continue and how he decided to just keep that going on. And even though where he was considered one of a little bad area, he wasn't removed from like doing things in his hood. You know what I'm saying? He was on the front street. Now, a lot of people would say, well, that's probably what got him killed, but he wasn't worried about that shit. He was worried about his vision, period.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones that was in the crypto area, and he's one of the first ones that really was pushing AI and all that stuff in the hood.
Yep. Exactly. So Nipsey is a great example of how to employ Leo energy and how not to be afraid, because he had so much adversity, you know what I'm saying, on what he was up against. But he didn't care. He did not care. And because of that, look at the fact of how his legacy is still continuing, right? How now the hood is now continuing his mission without him, okay? That's what his whole point was in the beginning. That's all he wanted to do. All he wanted was the hood to unite. And even in his death, that was acquired, okay? All right, your 2nd and 3rd house is in Leo. So that's money is in the 2nd. So that means, again, when I was talking to, who was it? Somebody else who told me they had Leo in the 2nd. Somebody else told me they had Leo in the 2nd. I know I said it earlier, but 2nd house Leo and 3rd house Leo is literally, you're going to merge those two together. So meaning that making sure the 3rd house is your mind. So watching what you think. Don't overthink. Don't overprocess. Do more than you are thinking, okay? Because you can tend to overthink in that 3rd house perspective, and you'll be in the shadows, okay? Because understand that 3rd house is ruled by Gemini. Gemini is 2 people, and sometimes it can trick itself. You know what I'm saying? You could be thinking one thing, and then you'll have a second thought. You'll be like, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I shouldn't do this, okay? So watch how you psych yourself out as it relates to what you need to employ. Understand that having Leo in the 2nd house literally means the more you bring yourself to the stage, the more you bring yourself out, the more money you bring, the more money that you make. Okay, so the more you allow yourself to see this in real time, the more foundation it brings, the more stability it brings. Everything you need starts to come full circle when you employ having Leo in the 2nd. Okay, and use it with the third house as well. So meaning that watching your mind, watching how you think. Okay, any questions? So just to wrap it up. understand again that the most important part of your kickoff of your summer solstice is the Saturn retrograde energy that you're in. Again, 3 weeks, details about how you're going to move in the next 6 months. So if you want a vision, ask yourself, what do I see myself by December 31st, 2022? What do I want to accomplish for my business, my brand, my body, my business, energy, my children, my household, all of that. Ask yourself, what do you see December 31st, 2022, okay? Because whatever that is, then the structures for that, you need to be doing right now. Putting that in place. Putting that in place looks like you also don't be afraid to create mantras to keep yourself in alignment, okay? What I mean is create yourself some money mantras. There are a lot of them out here, but I believe in the money mantras that you create yourself synergize you the most. So I'm going to tell you how to create a good money mantra that can allow you to stay on point. Go and get you a 432 megahertz vibrational energy from YouTube. Okay, you can go and download it, even if you have to turn the 432 on and use your phone and record it. Okay, once you do that, I want you to play that and I want you to record you a mantra on top of it. Okay, so let me give y'all an example of one. Where is my files? So I did a money continuum 2 years ago, and that's what I did. So basically, I got a 432 megahertz vibrational energy, and what I did was I made a one-liner on what I wanted to increase. So I wanted at the time, I wanted my website to receive a lot of money to come in. So I mean, I wanted the sessions to be booked. I wanted people to buy things or whatever. So what I did was every night as I was drifting off to bed, I played this in as the musical energy for me to go to sleep on, okay? And what that did was it allows my subconscious while I was sleeping to get into alignment, into attune to what it is that I really wanted to create, okay? It's downloaded right now. I don't know why it wasn't already downloaded. I think it's on my other phone as well. But doing that, you can do that as well. So even if you don't record one, you can just still listen to a 432 megahertz energy one and then say a money mantra. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all, what's the one? Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. And every time a ching, money comes to me. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever the words are. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? Something as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Money comes to me easily. Money comes to me fast. Money likes my company. When money comes, it lasts. Money, like these are just things that your vibration, when you hear, you like, hey, money comes to me easily. Money comes to me fast. Money loves my company. When money comes, it lasts. Say whatever the hell you want to say. But just know that the better you create a synergy with money and you talk to her like she your main bitch, you know what I'm saying? She becomes that. She loves to be there with you and loves to run that with you, okay? And here's mine. So you're hearing that 432 is what you're hearing. I am so happy and grateful now that I receive money from IamLivingAligned.com on a continuous basis. I am so happy and grateful now that I receive money from IamLivingAligned.com on a continuous basis. So it says, I am happy and excited that I am receiving money continuously to IamLivingAligned.com. Okay. And I just said it, I just repeated it over and over again. It don't take a lot. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is that you are speaking something that your vibration recognizes. You can say, I am money and money is me. Whatever I call to her, she comes back to me. I don't care what you say. Just create you a mantra and say that shit every day from now all the way through the Leo season. Because if you say it, then your vibration will get into alignment to you. It'll get into attunement to you. And now, before you know it, you walking out to the mailbox and checks are out there, okay? You'll start to feel it. People start booking you for stuff that you didn't even know that you could be booked for. Okay, people calling you, want you to come over here and do this class. I want you to come over here and do this thing. It just starts to rain in because money wants you. Let me say that again, y'all. Money really wants you, okay? She loves to be with you. She loves to be in your pockets. She loves for you to use her for other things, okay? She does not like for you to be afraid of her, okay? She don't like for you to hold on to her as if you're scared and as if you're never going to get any more. She don't like to be trapped. She don't like jail, okay? She wants you to know that she can always be an energy source that's always constantly coming. So don't be afraid of your money. Okay, now I do want you to be smart about how you use it this summer because we are in a cycle of structure. And because we're in a cycle of structure, that means you need to be cooking more than you are ordering out. But that don't mean that when it comes down to money, you still need to use that vibration of knowing that she is always coming in, okay? She is never not wanting to be with you. But if you get afraid and you start thinking that you're panicking about money, then she's going to panic too. And she's going to go to somebody else who ain't panicking about her, okay? That's just how she works. Yes, you are. Come on now, hot commodity, Marla. You know what I'm saying? Money is flowing in because you are welcoming her to come in. So when you wake up in the morning, you do your yawn, like, whoo, money, baby, you showed up for me today. You know what I'm saying? So by the end of the day, when that money starts to come in and those bookings coming in and you're getting the things that you come in, you know that that vibration came from you. It wasn't no, coincidence or, oh my God, that, how did I get that? You got that because you deserved it. Okay, that's how it came in. All right. Any questions? But that's it. That's been class. I appreciate you guys for being here. We're going to have our next moon class. It's going to be in the Cancer season, which is going to be next month. It's going to be all dealing with some of our womb issues as it relates to our mothers, okay? So we're going to be literally dealing with a lot of our mama cycles and how some of the things that have been passed down to us from our mothers may have caused some things and how to kind of like transmute that energy. So I'll make sure I send you guys out the details about that when we're going to have that class, and I would love for you guys to have it. But make sure if y'all have any questions after y'all listen back to the class, if you need any pinpoint of how to streamline what you are working on from now through the Leo season, please reach out to me, okay? Let me know what y'all are working on. Don't be sitting over there not knowing what to do and then you miss the opportunities, because this money cycle is for you. It's for everybody on this call and even for the people who ain't on this call. This is a money opportunity. But if you are afraid, if you are letting these fear tactics scare y'all about this food shortage and this gas shortage and all this kind of stuff, y'all gonna be sad. I'm telling you, because you're gonna get thrown into it. Because if you're not paying attention to that and you're paying attention to yourself and your own dreams, money gonna flow. You don't have no problems, all right? So I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here.
How about
I'll see y'all next month.
Class?
Say what?
I said, how about a daddy issue class?
We're definitely going to listen. Capricorn season is going to be daddy issue class.
Okay.
It's going to be our daddy issue class. But yes, we definitely need to deal with the daddy perspectives, but we're going to deal with the mama perspectives next month. So your dad is a Capricorn? Good. Look, my mom is a Capricorn and my dad is a Pisces. Okay, and they both in there. They right here in this wall. It's this wall right here. They on the other side of this wall right now. So yes, we definitely need to talk about those things, but we're going to kick off with the mother dynamics, and we're going to talk about womb space. Okay, so it's going to be a heavy class next month, but it's going to cycle in on what we're talking about already. So this class right here we did carries you from now all the way through the Leo season. So even if you don't come for the Cancer class, you know what you need to be working on because I already gave it to you. But if you need to go a little bit in depth, meaning if you're currently having some issues with your mother, if your parents are living with you and you're trying to work through some of your childhood trauma, that's going to be a great class to come to. Okay, but thank you guys so much. I love y'all.
Thank you. Love you too.
Love y'all. See y'all soon.
Love you, Gigi.
Love you, Marla. Thank you, Jamaica. Thank you, Lexus. Who else?
Dre.
Thank you, Dre. I was gonna say you anyway. Thank you, Leslie Pooh.
I don't want to get off.
I
I can't leave.
better get up on that